What's dating like in Japan?
As a woman?
Hi, welcome to the Black Experience Japan's Melanated Files. The purpose of this series is to highlight the black people living in Japan. Who are they?
My name is Kender. I'm from New York and I live in Ome, Japan. I always wanted to live in another country. I wanted to live by myself, and Japan seemed like the ideal place to do that. I teach English at a high school. My dream anywhere else in the entire world is to focus on mental health. That is super, super important to me. Not just mental health, just like physical health, you know, like what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, like what's good for you, what isn't good for you is important to me. In Japan, that seems like a difficult thing to do. In Japan, my goal would probably be just socializing. Making socializing more normal. I live in Tokyo, yeah? I live close enough to Tokyo where I can get on one train and be downtown in the heart, party, drink, all I want. But I also live in a part of Tokyo where 5 minutes I can be in a river like this, and 15 minutes I can be on a hiking trail. So my experience here has been one where other people also haven't had the same experience that I've had. I'm a foreigner here and I don't know what to expect. And to the people who are my neighbors, I'm a foreigner here and they don't know what to expect. So it's been very, I don't know the word for it. Just eye-opening. Eye-opening, not in a negative or a positive way, just new. New is the word. So I went to, rugby is very popular here. That is something that I didn't know. So I went to an international rugby league. I met a girl. Her father is a rugby coach. He's Australian, so she's half Japanese, half Australian. She has a younger sister, and she came to me and she said, "Hey, why are you brown?" And I was like, huh? And she's like, "Why are you brown?" And I was like, "Oh, because my parents are brown and I'm made of chocolate." And she was like, "What?" And her little sister, who can't even speak yet, tried to lick me because she thought I was like made of chocolate. And it was the funniest thing ever. But then this little girl proceeded to say like, "Hey, on my dad's rugby team, there are a lot of people from Fiji. And you are as brown as they are, but you don't sound like them." She was super smart, super smart. It was the first time I've ever met a kid here in Japan who was just like, "Hey, you look like a Fijian, but you don't sound like one. So like, where are you from? Where are you from? Why are you brown? You're brown like them, but you don't sound like them. Why are you brown? Who else in the world is brown?" And that was the funniest experience, but also the most like enlightening experience I've ever had as a brown person here in Japan. And I'm very grateful for it. Best life advice is, it is what you make it. It is what you make it. I'm from Brooklyn. I've been to a lot of schools where people tell you like, if you're not smart enough, if you're not this enough, or blah, 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 blah. But I have been fortunate enough to meet a lot of teachers and just a lot of people who have said like, it is what you make it. And you don't really know that until you try and you fail or you succeed. And I've done that here. And it is what you make it. If you come here and you're open to doing whatever, like I know I'm not good at art. I know I can't draw, but I still came here and I tried. And I'm not that bad at it, honestly, I swear. I'll post some things for you if you don't believe me. I'm not that bad at it. The worst advice I've ever gotten here was probably, I don't know, do what you're comfortable with. There's something about being comfortable that kind of puts you in a box. And I don't agree with that. Try something you're not comfortable with doing. Just try it. I'm telling you, like, I still have family members who haven't visited me. And if they did, it would be the most incredible thing they have ever done in their life. Like, even if every day of your life couldn't be like this, like you see the river in the background, and this is what I live nearby, even though every day of your life couldn't be like this, there's something that you can take from this experience that will make your life so much better. I promise you. I'm confident about that. Okonomiyaki is my favorite Japanese food. It's not known. And originally it started off as a snack, and I don't know how, because it's the heaviest thing you could ever have. It's literally like a pancake that's filled with whatever you like. It's a cabbage-based pancake, and you fill it with whatever you like. If you like shrimp, if you like beef, if you like whatever you like, you put in that pancake, and it's huge. It's huge. It probably takes about 20 minutes to make, like 10 minutes both sides, but it's delicious. I mean, you put that mayo on top, and I know some of us brown folk don't like mayo, but Japanese mayo is all the kind of umami you need. Yeah. I like that people believe me in Japan. I don't know, I like that I can tell people in Japan about my experience somewhere, and they will, not all of the time, but the people I've met here believe me when I say that it's my experience, and they take it as my experience. And if I want to introduce them to my friends, they're not afraid to meet my friends, because they know, hey, if we like her, we'll probably like them. And they'll always give my friends the benefit of the doubt. They'll always say, hey, you're Kender's friend? We'll at least give you a chance. If we don't end up liking you, we don't end up liking you. But we'll never take it out on Kender. Never. We'll just understand that you're different from Kender. And that's refreshing to know that I don't carry an entire culture on my back. That they understand that it doesn't matter who I bring to them, that I'm still me. And whoever I bring is a different person. And I like that. But at the same time, they expect to like them because they like me, which isn't, I like that. That's what I like. I don't like that I have to constantly tell people the way I want them to communicate with me. I don't like that if I tell someone that I want them to call me Kender and I want them to come to me with any problems that they might have, that they still feel hesitant to do that. It makes me feel like I am not a trustworthy person, like I'm a person that they can't depend on. And I know that's not how they feel, but that's how it makes me feel when they feel very hesitant to come to me with a problem, even though I've told them several times that it's okay, please come to me. If you don't understand, please come to me. If you don't like something I do, please come to me. And the fact that they feel hesitant to do that makes me feel like I'm not creating an environment where they feel comfortable to do that. However, I know after being here for so long that it's just not, it's not cultural. It's not a cultural thing. For me, I'm from the States, I'm from New York. If you don't like something that someone's doing and they tell you, tell me, it's okay to tell them. But being straightforward here is not a thing. It's purely a cultural thing. It's not that they don't respect me or that they don't feel comfortable with me, it's just that it's learned. Their behaviors are very learned, and it takes time to understand that if someone learns something as a 3-year-old, that even though they're 40, 50, 60 years old, they might still do the same thing. Don't come with any expectations. I know a lot of people come here because maybe they've seen an anime show. Maybe they've seen a video about Japan. Maybe they've always loved Japan. Maybe they know nothing about Japan. The fact of the matter is that a lot of places in Japan are very different. I live in Tokyo. Even this area is Tokyo, and it's still very, very, very different from my friends who live downtown Tokyo. So don't have any expectations of what Japan would be like. And always, if you can, always try to approach people first. I came here with the mentality that, like, I'm a visitor, people should approach me first, but that's not how it is here. And I learned that if I show up with a smile, if I say konnichiwa, if I say like genki desu ka or something, just try to reach out, people have always been very responsive to me. And again, that's just my experience, but I've been very happy with it. I've had a very, very, very good experience here. I've been to people's homes. Things that I read online that they told you, like, hey, just because you know Japanese people, they'll never let you into their homes, or hey, they'll never get very personal with you. I've never had that experience here, and I feel like that's just because I've been very open. Whatever you want to teach me about Japan, you teach me about Japan, and I will never expect another Japanese person to be the same way. Just as I would hope you would never expect another black person to be the way I am, and you would be just as receptive to them as I am to you.
Okay. How long have you been in Japan?
4 years. I speak to my parents every day. My mom is very worried about me. I'm the type of person who goes into the dark alleys and talks to strangers. You know, everything your parents told you not to do when you were a kid, I did. And I still do. I still go into the alleys because they look interesting, and they are in Japan. And I still talk to the strangers because they look interesting, and they are in Japan. But at the same time, I also go to the kickboxing gym, and I also do jiu-jitsu, so I know that I'm properly able to defend myself.
What's dating like in Japan?
As a woman? Difficult. Because sometimes I feel like, as a woman in Japan, I feel like in order for me to meet men, I have to be confident. I have to be confident in who I am and confident in what I can bring to the table. But at the same time, when they start to get to know me, there's a certain, that level of confidence is no longer accepted. It's seen as like, not conceited, but overwhelming, if that makes sense. Whereas like I'm so aware of myself that like they can't make any mistakes, which is not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. The fact of the matter is that I'm trying to meet people, so I have to put myself out there, because if I don't speak to people, they won't speak to me. However, when we finally speak to each other, I have to kind of backtrack, and make myself seem like this like innocent young girl who doesn't know anything about the world, and I'm expecting someone to get to like teach me. Of course, that's not everyone. That's just been my experience, but it is difficult. But if you stick with it, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to find someone that you're compatible with. Trial and error. I do have an Instagram account. My Instagram account is KenderSaurusRex. Come to Japan, man. Like, I feel like you would benefit from coming to Japan, but a lot of people here would benefit from meeting you. Come to Japan. Don't try to be Japanese.
Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see weekly videos about the black experience in Japan, feel free to subscribe to this channel. If you know someone that would like to be featured, or if you yourself would like to be featured, send us a message on our Facebook page at The Black Experience Japan, or send us a tweet on Twitter at TheBlackXJP. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.